Well, hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope the week's off to a good start for you. Man, Monday's just been but not in a bad way. I just have had a lot to do today. I'm getting it done. It's been kind of an errand day, but had some mamey sapote this morning. I've got one actually here. This one's still waiting to ripen, but good stuff. And listen, I can't write down every time I get a question, how does it taste? Dude, that's a long description. Go follow me on Instagram. I just did a little IGTV video on the mamey. But anyhow, today I want to talk about a practical approach to a whole food plant-based diet, getting started. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that subscribe button now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Let me just state categorically before this video even starts, this is my jam. This is what I want to do. I want to share a whole food plant-based diet. I'm not into all the woo-woo stuff. I'm not into, getting started on these things the magical, mystical way that a lot of people do. And before we even get started, don't ask me about no juice feast. Don't ask me about the food vacation, this or that. I'm rolling with the whole food plant-based stuff. That's where I'm target over on Instagram because there's more people interested in that and it's more of a practical approach. So if you want to go do one of your feasts beforehand, I'm not pro, I'm not against. I'm just saying that's not my jam, so don't ask me about what's not my jam. That ain't my thing. I'm into just simply eating whole plant-based foods. Simple as that. When you're starting this lifestyle, getting started, people tend to neglect that part of it. Just eating plant-based foods, eating whole plant-based foods. It becomes all this like complicated thing of, oh, what recipe is this? And am I going to get too much fat? Am I going to? Everybody worries in the beginning they're going to get too much of something or too little of something. When the average person has been eating garbage anyway. You've been eating out of the dumpster, but you didn't die. You didn't die. I mean, as much as I would not recommend it, you could probably eat fast food, for people, especially young people, your body can get away with it. They don't die. We can't, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say people that eat fast food every day, they're breathing, they're still alive, so you're not going to die. So the same thing with fruits and vegetables. Why would you think that you can eat whatever garbage in the standard American diet world and be okay, even though you're probably not in the best of health, but all of a sudden, you're not eating that garbage, but you're going to die or you're going to miss something major on fruits and vegetables. Yeah, I just don't get it. So learn how to eat fruits and vegetables. Let go of all this kind of woo-woo stuff and all the, hardcore raw vegan stuff of how to start. And let me just stop right there for a second and clarify. You can always do that. You can always do that. I'm not saying, don't do a raw food diet. I advocate a raw food diet. I just like to always stress that the most important part to me, the most important to me is vegan. Just being vegan, even if you're a junk food vegan, the ethical vegan. But I do like to throw a little bit, even to the ethical vegans, I would say learn a little bit about nutrition because I think a lot of people leave the vegan lifestyle because they don't understand any of the nutrition and they get to feeling so bad. So there's no reason you can't do a little bit of both. You can be all vegan for the animals, which is great, but you'll give yourself a better chance of staying vegan for a lifetime or long term than you would if you're just like, nope, I eat anything as long as it doesn't have animal products. It's just like eating, you see a lot of that vegan garbage out there. But in the beginning, still, not a big deal in the beginning, and I'm not going to discourage you from eating some of the vegan things out there like the burgers and the this and that because they help you get to a place. But while you're eating those vegan things that taste a little bit better, learn how to eat whole plant foods. Develop a taste. You may, even if you're not going to be raw, even if you're sitting here going, well, I don't ever care to be raw, you still should be eating some raw food. I mean, before I even knew there was such thing as a raw food diet, I still ate some fruit. So you still need to be eating some raw food. Eat some fruit in there. You can decide later on how far you're going to go. In other words, don't pick a denomination yet. Don't pick your particular religion yet. Just be plant-based. Try out a lot of different things. Try on these different diets. Wear them for a little while. See if it works for you. See how you feel. And that's going to be the thing you want to start developing from the very beginning. How does this food make you feel? Pay attention when you're eating. Don't just eat willy-nilly. Even when you feel like, okay, you ate something you weren't supposed to, or I'm about to eat something that's not part of my plan, or I'm going off my diet, so to speak. Observe it. Don't try to hide it. Don't try to just, bury it in your head. Pay attention to what that does to your body, because that's a learning tool later. I've learned so much from eating things and going, yeah, that just didn't benefit me, or it left me feeling, in a certain way. So, but just work on eating whole plant-based foods. Educate yourself. Understand why you're doing this lifestyle. Now, a lot of people are not mentioning this anymore. This is something I would recommend everybody on a plant-based diet reads when they start out this lifestyle. And the reason I say that is I don't think I learned anything from this book like on a particular approach. It was more like it really made my brain understand the healing power behind a plant-based diet in general. And it kind of made, it made enough of an impact on me that it was a huge, like, bam, why? But this is the first book I ever read. I had probably seen some lectures by T. Colin Campbell before I actually got the book, but this cements it in your head. After I had read this book, I'm flashing back right now, and it's not a hallucination flashback. I'm thinking back to Costa Rica, San Jose, when I first went raw vegan, and I would be out, and I would, I was new to this vegan lifestyle, and I was actually eating as raw as possible, and I saw things from my past, and I would be like, okay, well, why don't I go over and get the chicken wings anymore? Or why don't I go downtown and get a pizza? Well, after I had read this book and know what this stuff does to your body, I just mentally, I couldn't do it because I couldn't unknow. So I started out, even though I started out raw and was very high raw from the beginning, I've always made it a point to just, read a lot of different stuff and go back to basic things. This is a great basic beginner's book. This will teach you the why. He's got another book called Whole, T. Colin Campbell. The Whole kind of gives you a little bit more of how it all comes together. And Whole is a great book because it explains, like, you don't have to be chasing each nutrient every single day. In other words, like, oh, well, I didn't eat one of these today, so I didn't get all of this one thing I need. The Whole, i.e. the whole concept. Thought my air conditioning was about to come on and it was a helicopter. But the whole concept kind of taught me this whole, like, instead of chasing after individual nutrients, excuse me, if we're eating enough for our size and for our energy needs as far as how active we are, and we're getting a wide variety of food, then we can usually count on getting, what we need on this diet. But plus with a little supplementation, it's not as easy as that. I mean, it's not as simple as just cut and dry like that, but yeah, just work on the basics. That's where people trip. They try to go from novice to advanced, just like this. They jump into groups, or they watch the wrong people, and they just, they want to go hardcore. They hear that one person that went raw overnight, and they think they're going to go raw overnight, and 99 out of 100 of them fail. Work on a whole food plant-based diet. That's it. Whole food plant-based diet. And one thing I'll add to that is a clean version of it. It's called the SOS version, where you're not adding sugar, processed sugar, additional sugar, oils, or salt. Now, I do use a little Himalayan pink salt from time to time, but like I say, not anything that's a cumulative amount, nothing in a regular amount. Maybe I use it in a recipe or something once or twice a week. And the oils, I'm not going to get into the back and forth of oil. You can see a number of good resources out there about the oils. The oils are basically pure fat. They're whole fat, and definitely don't heat the oils, because oils become carcinogenic when they're heated. But just start with a whole food, plant-based diet, salt, sugar, oil-free, and work from there. Now, okay, throw that out. If you actually have a healing crisis, if you actually have something that's like, maybe it's going to kill you right away, maybe that's different. You need something different. You don't need to be listening to a beginner video. But for people that are beginning, just learn how to eat a whole food plant-based diet. What's the hurry? You know, what's the hurry? You probably, you know, if it was for me, I looked at it like this. I was 48 years old when I came to this lifestyle. I beat myself up for that many years. I figured, you know, taking a few extra months or even an extra year to get to where I wanted to go wasn't going to kill me. So learn the basics, learn the fundamentals, and then you can move on off and educate yourself. Don't take people, I don't want to hear he says, or don't ever send me anything that's like, well, I saw this by so-and-so, what do you think? I don't care about the he said, she said. Go to sources, go to reliable sources, go to credited sources. And I don't consider myself one. I just like to point the direction. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.